What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report for the Winter Guard versus Defenders. And I think first things first. I think there's an elephant in the room that I think we should probably adjust. There was a misunderstanding. You thought you were not allowed to add dice to your defensive task.
Yeah, so I did not hog offs, and I was like, oh, wow, Taskmaster is very, very specifically good against Strange.
Yeah, and I apologize if I had caught that you had that misunderstanding. I would have hit it a lot sooner.
Yep.
It wasn't until I casually mentioned it a couple rounds later that I thought it was a little weird that you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I thought you had sort of like some sort of like grand plan in your mind.
Nope. I was definitely planning on, after the first attack dropped Strange, which was not what I was expecting.
Super surprised. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the first attack in there, like you didn't do it because you're like, yeah.
Well,
he's not gonna.
I actually thought I couldn't do it, so I was like, okay, fine, and I can't. I have Agamotto. Okay, cool. I will blast him and then send him away.
Although even so, I mean, like I had to chew through 4 damage on you. I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it 4 or was it 5? It might have been.
Yeah, I think it actually was 5 because I think it took 1 from the cube.
Yeah, because it was round 2. So I did chew through 5 damage. So I think even on top of that, it was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then just friggin'.
But that was definitely my misunderstanding of it. Leland definitely said what the card did, and I just added a word to it that made it a lot better. So
yeah, and we've both had those moments where we've had that little bit of misunderstanding. So unfortunately, it was an impactful one.
Now I will say though that most of those dice rolls were a little out of the pot, as it were, with how good they were, and so
we had some characters that were just rolling violence, man. Scarlet Witch rolling up in round 2 and just dummying both Darkstar and Red Guardian, that was crazy. And then Baron Mordo over here was getting work done.
Yep. Yeah. I wish I had followed up with Baron Mordo properly, because he definitely could have dumpstered Cap again, and
he came very close. Yeah, he came very close. And again, I guess that was kind of the other one. You forgot that you were allowed to push yourself back up.
Yes, because I definitely had the power to do it, and it would have been a very stylish move. But
I think by taking out Strange, it put me in a super good position. So you were in an uphill fight at that point.
And it was 6 of my 17 threats, so it was a really
it was big
central piece. Now I put him at major risk, thinking that I was protecting him, and there's some flaws with that story.
We did not expect Taskmaster to do what Taskmaster did.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
I would say one of the biggest challenges you face in this one is the missions were kind of spread out, and you didn't really get that opportunity to grab things and then move into a centerpiece or anything like that.
Yes.
And that does hurt the defenders.
Well,
right?
And the other point was that I was definitely all along planning on having a kind of hold the backfield kind of planning, and I think I paired Mordo very poorly. I think it would have been Valkyrie. Valkyrie would have done much better against Cap than
did you
Mordo
pair?
did.
No, because I think you put Mordo down first and then I put Cap. I think that's how we deployed.
I thought Cap was your first person down.
No, Darkstar was my first person down, and I think Mordo was your first person down.
Yeah, well, and even in that situation, I should have put Mordo against Darkstar because that's kind of a better pairing for him. So
it's an interesting one. I think if you had paired Scarlet Witch against Cap, it would have been a bad matchup for Cap.
Yes,
very bad.
And honestly, at the end of the day, I probably didn't need Scarlet Witch paired with anybody. She can hold a lane by herself pretty good. So
as evidenced over here.
Yeah, 2-3 threats. Yeah, no problem.
we got this. We got this. She went kind of crazy there.
And I think I got a little overzealous in collecting cubes. I definitely wanted the power. I want it to be semi-phenomenal.
I think it's possible that if you'd kind of held back a little bit, let myself get damaged a lot by cubes, and then swoop in round 3.
Well, and right? I also was always planning on having Strange and Witch within 3 of each other, and they never were within 3 of each other.
Yeah,
and that was a big deal. So I think I would have been better off putting Strange behind the tank on this side rather than on this side. But
now I think it's important also to know, when was the last time you played Defenders?
I might have played them a year ago, so it was exciting. I think I might have played them when they came out, because I think I remember being really excited about the.
So that's almost 2 years.
Yeah. So
that's almost 2. Yeah. So let's be honest here. We both chose factions that we weren't as familiar with.
Yeah.
And in this particular one, I do think that the dice played a rather substantial role in it. We both had attacks that just absolutely spiked off the charts.
Yep.
which was kind of crazy. And neither of us really had defense rolls showing up.
Not at all.
And unfortunately, I just had a little bit more attacks into you,
Yep.
which gave me a little bit of an advantage of being able to spike a little bit more. And that's what it is. It's the little things, right?
I'm actually going to say that having the extra member on your team meant that you could take the attrition a little bit better,
Yes.
and that was a big deal. And you also had some shenanigans for preventing damage and modifying rolls. That I didn't have.
I got so lucky when Red Guardian was left at 1 over there. Like that was bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that that's what kind of gave me the momentum there, but it definitely did not hurt.
Yep.
Which was really good. Like Crimson Dynamo just does Crimson Dynamo things.
Yeah. So we know how well Taskmaster did. How do you feel that Crimson Dynamo did today?
The more I use Dynamo, the more I like him. I can't remember if I was down on him or not when he first hit. But
You're up on Bears, down on Dynamos.
I'm always up on Bears. I'm upset that Ursa Major's not better.
That's fair.
But no, Dynamo was really good. His ability, well, his damage reduction. There we go. And disruption field is just super good.
Yeah.
Like his ability to just force some rerolls of dice is just awesome. I just had to double check. It's like it's other allied characters and him, right? No, he's a solid anchor piece for 4, and he's got that range 4 beam that shocks everything. Like, yeah,
that shock definitely made Valkyrie very, very inefficient and ineffective. So
yeah, and you never quite had the power to do your Warriors of Legend, which was really unfortunate because that could have made a big difference as well. But yeah, like it was there was just a couple key moments that really worked against the defenders in this game.
Yep.
I think is what ended up happening. And it allowed me to kind of capture that momentum and kind of run away with it a little bit. Now, I mean, as a whole, how do you feel about defenders?
I wasn't actually disappointed. The only thing, I put the Soulstone on Strange because I wanted the extra power generation. And I chose a mission to generate extra power. And I think I didn't need that. I think I could have had something else for that.
He got powered up so fast by Taskmaster that at that point it's like you remember the Soulstone. It's like it doesn't matter because you're already full, right?
I was trying to put him in a situation where the Soulstone would matter and I'd be able to generate power. And as it turns out, with Hoggoth, using that a little bit better would have been better. But yeah, I needed to pair up Strange better. He is not a lone wolf.
No. Maybe Strange Supreme.
That was my problem. I was definitely thinking about Strange Supreme being a little bit better at that. And when you aren't facing Taskmaster and you actually get to reroll with Eye of Agamotto, you can actually do it, right?
It's interesting to see how much Strange really kind of relies on that ability, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, shutting that off was massive, and I didn't really realize how big of an impact it would be myself until rolling into them. And it's just like the dice they lie, right? Like they have to do what they have to do. I have to admit, I'm falling out of love with Steve Rogers.
I think Steve did good work today, but he could have done that. Almost any 4th threat could have done that work.
And that's just kind of it. Like I as much as I love the model, I love what he does. His triggers are too inconsistent.
That's fair.
Like the hit block for his Stars and Stripes, and then needing it's a hit wild for his I don't like bullies. Like, I don't know. I love him. I love the model and everything like that, but he just doesn't show up when I need him to. And I was hoping in this list he might, and he kind of did things, but as you said, like it's nothing another 4th threat. Ursa Major could have filled his role.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say the same thing.
And he would have given me a terrain throw on top of that, right?
Yeah.
I would have had a range or a size 3 throw, which definitely. There was a lot of terrain that could be thrown around here. I got very upset when he threw this thing because I was just waiting to like activate Sovereign Strike and blow that up, and just like, nope, you threw it.
Yep.
So, but I still blew up a bush and got Valkyrie. That feels so wrong.
Hey, I'm just imagining it's like on the card. I think it's like a plane or whatever flying by and blasting at it. I'm like, yeah. They blew up the bush and the bush explodes, but it's not the bush exploding. It's the missiles hitting the bush.
Sure, if you want to think that. I like to think it was just like a rabid badger that came out of her or something like that. That was weird. It's the first time I've actually been able to blow up a piece of terrain, so it made me very excited that I got a KO out of it. And I gotta say, I don't care for Winter Rush.
It requires you to be playing really heavy into Winter Guard, and I think if they had a couple more members in their roster, it might be a little bit more effective. but it really feels like you're kind of spending from the guys who really want to have power all the time.
Maybe if it was like an E-shaped scenario, it would have worked a little bit better,
maybe,
right?
yeah.
But I was spread out myself, and I was just able to do a little bit more. But I think we've said what we need to say about this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. So it was a Winter Guard victory of 1911. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, all that sort of great stuff. And remember, if you guys want to support the channel, hit up patreon.com/AegisBrand Your support has allowed us to make improvements like the audio. I'm going to harp on that a little bit because the audio is so much better now, I think. And we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.